a strong recommendation to wear headphones to gain a better experience of voiceover with songs. Jin questioned with front eyes, so manager passed him tab to show the official mail of Divine Entertainment Industry. Jin quickly take the tab and start reading the mail that is written by President of Divine Entertainment Industry, Jungkook. But he becomes confused as he reads last clause of the contract. Jin places the tab on the table and starts massaging his temple as he is trying to figure out everything. He is not ready to go back Korea as he oath himself that he will never see Korea till he forces his parents to accept their sin. But seems like God already planned something else. He stands up and about to leave his manager alone, but is stopped by his voice. Jin turned around with risen eyebrows as he wants his manager to continue. Jin's mind starts processing his words that seems like affecting him. Manager shrugs off his shoulder like he doesn't know, so Jin sighed as he doesn't have any option except to accept this offer. He takes the tab from the table and starts searching the CEO of Divine Entertainment Industry, but he becomes confused to see there is not any single picture of him. So he looks at his manager. Jin come out from his thought as Jungkook called his name in mic. So he looked toward him, but soon his eyes caught you standing beside a man who is leaning behind your back, but his mischievous smile is making him more confused. Everyone starts clapping, but you and Jin are looking at each other as you both don't want to face each other. But then V's voice takes his attention. V directed the crowd toward Mr. Kim, so he smiled forcefully, then looked at Jin, but found him still not bothered. So Mr. Kim slowly takes his step toward Jin and taps his shoulder like a proud dad. But only you and V knows that this is all drama, because in between them there is nothing like father and son. Mr. Kim said loudly and passed the forced smile to everyone, but Jin just rolled his eyes. Jin and V nodded their head together. You clench your skirt over thigh as you are sitting between them. In your left, your husband is sitting whose fragrance has never been addicted to you, but still you used to with his perfume because you are living with him from last 2 years. And on the right hand, V is sitting beside you. His perfume is a strong one, but you don't know he is the same person whom you loved. Right now, the situation of conference hall is making you restless. You turn your gaze toward Jin as you hear his uneven breath, but as your eyes caught him, you become confused because he is clenching his jaw. Veins of neck are popped out, where sweat starts slipping from his neck to inside his shirt. Then your eyes caught his fisted hand under the table. You are staring him confusingly because you are seeing him like this first time. But then your eyes caught Mr. Kim as he is steadily looking at his son. Soon Mr. Kim placed his hand on Jin's hand to comfort him. So he closed his eyes and hiddenly yanked his father's hand away. Then you decided to ask. You mumbled, but we heard you. So he turned his gaze toward you but caught you placing your hand on Jin's wrist. His anger started rising, so he clenched the fist on pen and started spinning it speedily, as he is trying to divert his gaze from your grip to Jin's hand, but his brain is not letting him to look away. Reporter word cut off as Jin chuckled softly and looked down. You can see the pain behind his smile, so you start caressing his hand. You don't know why you are feeling bad to see him sad, but as a wife, you decided to perform your duty, and Jin's mind is not in a state to recognize that you are caressing his hand, but you become stunned as he interlocked his finger with you to hold your hand tightly. He is not looking at anyone, but you are looking at him. Mr. Kim smiled to see your interlocked finger with him. Right now, Jin is hiding his pain, but V is hiding his anger. You frowned your eyes as you are trying to read his face because he never opened his love life before, and you never saw him weak like right now. Or maybe you don't know because you never asked about his love. But on the other hand, Jungkook alerted V to control his anger, so he sighed heavily and looked at the reporter. You tighten your grip at Jin's finger to suppress your pain inside, because V's words are stabbing your heart. You can feel the hurt and anger in his voice that is screaming Taehyung's presence beside you. So you close your eyes while tightening your grip more, that pull out Jin from his world, and he recognized what he is holding. So he looked at your hand, then at you, but as his eyes caught your face, realization hit him. So he yanked your hand away, pushing you to look at him, but he avoided the eye contact. V doesn't respond and look at the paper, so another reporter stand up and asked. Jin about to answer him but stopped as V started speaking. You are trying your best to not look at V because you don't know how his each answer is pushing you back in your painful past. Everyone are looking at reporter as they are confused what would be the question, but V is the only one who is looking at the paper without responding. His silence is screaming his anger. All the cameras turn toward the stage as they are waiting for Jin and V to answer. Jungkook about to say something but stop as V and Jin pick up the mic together and look at each other. You look both of them as they both are staring each other with unknown emotion, but then Jin turned his gaze toward the reporter, but V shift his gaze to you. Jin turned his gaze toward V and found him staring you straight. That is making him confused. But still he didn't say a word. But your heart shivered to hear V reply. His eyes are hunting you, so you break the eye contact while tugging the hair strand behind the ear. You nod and pick up the file and start heading toward the dais where Jungkook is standing. He offered you mic with a smirk that you ignored because you know that he is trying to push down your confidence. One of the reporter hands up to question, so you allowed her. You nodded and signaled her to sit down, so she do. Everyone start clapping to hear your unique concept, so you smile later. and looked down as you finally revealed how you were feeling from last 3 years. Although it's hidden words, but still you are relieved now. You turned to look at him and found him smirking to you, so you frowned, but become diverted by reporter when they start asking the name. You turn around and look at V, who is standing up while exclaiming the name of series. But you glubbed your saliva as he looked at you like, finalize this name for series. So you look at Jin, who is looking at you both in confusion, as he is trying to process what's the connection between you both. You sighed heavily and turn around to face the reporter again. V stopped abruptly, but his lips curved into smirk as he recognized Mr. Kim's voice. So he looked at Jungkook and winked at him, so he smirked back proudly. V sighed and turned around to face him while pushing his hand in pants pocket. He asked, but soon his eyes caught you as you were following Mr. Kim behind and stopped beside him. V squeezed his eyes on his question and stepped near him while glaring him. V asked sternly as he is angry by the thought how Mr. Kim could question his decision. But right now Mr. Kim is equally confused to unexpectedly saw his son here. His word cut off as V placed the hand on his shoulder and squeezed it little. Mr. Kim hissed little, but V is smirking, so you held his hand to stop him. He yanked your hand away, causing you to stumble, so Mr. Kim held you protectively. You held Mr. Kim's as you saw he is looking down in embarrassment. You know that he is ashamed right now because V is insulting him. So you caressed his shoulder, but V is angrily glaring you both, without knowing the fact that someone is looking at everything from a far distance while fisted his hand. He stopped as realization hit him that he actually addressed Mr. Kim as his father. He shrugged off his thought and tried to ignore the scene. He about to leave the corridor, but steps stopped as he heard. You turn around to see Jin, whose back is facing you. So Mr. Kim clenched his fist as he knows that Jin will never let any chance to insult him. Soon Jin turned around and faced you both. You signaled Jin to not do something stupid in front of V, but he ignored your gesture and stand in between you and V. V placed hand around Jin's shoulder and smirked at Mr. Kim, so Jin looked at his father, then at you. V's smirk dropped by his reply as he found Jin replied jokingly. So you smiled to Jin, and Mr. Kim's face light up by his son's reply. Finally, he defended his father in front of the third person. He asked like more complaining, so V removed his hand from his shoulder. Jin turned toward V while hiding Mr. Kim and you behind him. We look at him from head to toe with risen eyebrows, but Jin's lips have mischievous smile. He extended his hand to do handshake, so we looked down at his hand, then again at him. But Jin is still smiling. It seems like they both are giving warning to each other. He smiled forcefully, so Jin nodded and do handshake with him. You are happy that Jin take his father's side after a long time. He said more like sarcastic order, so you nod hesitantly. Jin narrowed his eyes and looked at Jungkook, who is just staring at him straight. Jin is confused by his behavior, but still he nods, so we leave his hand and glance you once before turning around to leave. You are staring him walking away. Soon he disappears from your side with Jungkook, so Jin turn around and look at you both. You and Mr. Kim look at each other as you both don't know what he actually wants to say, but still start following Jin.
I think it's so cute, and I think it's so sweet how you let your friends encourage.
Jungkook squeezed his eyes in confusion as he heard Jimin, because as far as he knows, Jimin is not in Korea. Jungkook placed hand on V's shoulder, holding his step in a way, so he looked at Jungkook. V smirked wider, then leaned near Jungkook's ear to whisper, but his words shivered Jungkook's heart. He said while looking outside the window when Mr. Kim and you are standing behind him. So you look at Mr. Kim but found him staring his son's back with proud smile. He turned around to face him, so Mr. Kim's smiles dropped as he recalled the past. Mr. Kim looked at you, so you courageously smiled to him. That he responded forcedly. You look at him as he called you, but found him staring you angrily. Mr. Kim held your wrist, that is noticed by Jin. Mr. Kim shook his head as no and tightened his hold on your hand. So Jin stepped near him while glaring him straight. He asked furiously, but you look at him stunned because he just called you wife. Is he actually addressed you his wife? Jin clenched his jaw and stepped back while brushing his hair back. So you understand now he become angry, and before he can do something wrong, you have to handle it. So you stepped in between them and held Mr. Kim's shoulder like a courageous daughter. Mr. Kim about to say something, but you signaled him to not please. So he shut his mouth and glanced at Jin, then at you. You smiled to him, so he nodded and left the room. Your words stopped as he pinned you against the window. Your eyes become wider as he is staring your soul with his straight gaze. His uneven breaths are touching your face, making you uncomfortable under his touch. You tried to push him, but he held your both hands and pinned them above your head. He placed the finger on your lips to make you shut when his only one hand is enough to pinning your both hands above your head. You frowned your eyes, so he lifted up his hand to tuck some hair strand behind your ear, but you tried to jerk your head left and right to stop him touching you. But he grasped your jaw tightly, leaving you in pain. Press his finger more in your cheeks to make it more painful for you. Tears made their way to come out from your eyes. So he chuckled and yanked your face hardly, printing your jaw with his finger. You asked, so he pushed you down on floor. You hissed as your body fell down with loud thud. You quickly covered your elbow as it started bleeding. He harshly kicked the side decoration piece, so you shut your eyes while sobbing lightly. Soon he kneeled down in front of you and held your hair harshly. You held his wrist while trying to remove it, but he tightly pulled your fistful hair, so you cry more because it's paining. You are crying while closing your eyes, so he shook your head and asked again. You nodded quickly so that he leave your hair, then he yanked your head harshly and you start caressing your head as it's hurting so much. You slowly stand up when your legs are shaking because your body is aching so much. You stand straight and look at him but found him massaging his stomach. Jin turned his face through the shoulder to look at you, so you wiped your tears and managed yourself before leaving the room. The unknown fear hit Jin's heart, so he turned to face you, but you don't give him time and start heading out his room. He is looking at your back as he doesn't have courage to question about your life, because he is not accepting his right on you or doesn't want to accept your right on him. Suga entered in venue and looked around to search you, but you are not here. Soon his eyes caught someone known, but he became confused to see him, so he decided to ask. He is discussing about the journey of divine success and struggle. He is actually amused by the party aesthetic. Everything is perfect here, so he becomes stunned as he never saw this type of large-scale party. Each and every member of entertainment industry is here. There are so many guests, but his intention diverted as Suga placed hand on his shoulder to make him turn around. But as Jimin's eyes caught Suga, he spit out the wine that he was drinking. He asked hesitantly as he never expected him, so Suga smiled because at least after a long time, he saw someone whom he can talk. Jimin looked here and there while trying his best to avoid the eye contact, but Suga became confused as he saw Jimin sweating like hell in full chill venue. Jimin nodded hesitantly because he doesn't want to long the conversation with him, but soon his attention caught by you as he saw you entering in venue with Mr. Kim. He looked at Suga as he wanted to hide your presence with him, but before he can do anything, you called him out loud, taking Suga's attention, so he turned around and smiled to see you here as he expected, but your smile dropped to see Suga as you were not expecting him. Suga started walking toward you, but you frightened that Mr. Kim will ask you about him as you don't want them to interact, so you held Mr. Kim's hand and said. He nodded, so you start walking with Mr. Kim, ignoring Suga. He became confused to see you with the unknown person, as he doesn't know about Mr. Kim. He about to follow you but stop as mic starts, so Jimin turned his gaze toward the stage and became shocked to see the person. Suga's heart shivered as he recognized the voice. His legs start trembling, his eyes become curious, his mind is saying he is thinking right, but his heart is denying.
Lucky girl. She got married to a boy.
Everyone start clapping, but Suga is still a statue on place. But then Jungkook come to him and smile meaningless, leaving Suga more confused.
Tell me that you do.
Jungkook placed hand on Suga's shoulder and forcefully turned him around to face the stage. Suga doesn't have any option, so he turned around, but as his eyes caught the person on stage, his soul left his body. He is not believing on his eyes that he is seeing right. He smiled proudly as everyone started clapping, then he handed the mic to MC and stepped down the stairs. But his eyes are just fixed on Suga, who is staring him with widened eyes and freezed soul. We smirk more to see him in that condition. Suga didn't respond, so we slide his hand in pants pocket. Suga is still statue, so we leaned near him and whispered in his ear.